Hi, this is John from Contribute Korea. I just want to ask you some questions like, do you know K-pop? So as far as I know, you all guys know the K-pop very well, and more than me. Um, thanks to the advance of the SNS, the social network services, so many foreign people nowadays are becoming the big fan of the K-pop stars. So especially I know the BTS, who is very the famous in the world, and I really like their performance and the songs and their other aspect, because I'm um, I'm naturally exposed to those kind of the the K-pop stars, through my students. They are very big fan of them. They already show me the pictures and their performances and sometimes their songs. So I was so shocked that many foreign people also the big fan of them. Um, Aside from my students. So I was so very proud of my career, my country, and I'm very thankful for that. So when I was young, I also the big fan of K-pop star because at the time, they were very famous and very popular, in our country. Yeah, so I was big fan of the HOT or Just Kiss. Yeah, at the time we just call them, idol, and we just try to be like them, by wearing the same clothes as them, or sometimes we just dye our hair. So yeah, I can remember that. So sometimes I share these memories with my wife because she also has some same the K-pop stars in her mind at the time. So anyhow, yeah, we have some good memory with the K-pop stars, but nowadays there are some big issue in Korea. Um, Over years, we can encounter several the arrests of celebrities. Especially they're not that the bad men because they are considered as very sincere and very diligent and very talented when it comes to the K-pop. So I really like that, but sometimes they just deliver us a disappointment. So I was so shocked because when I saw them, they look very gorgeous and very good, but they sometimes very tempted with the drugs and some other narcotics. So yeah, sometimes they got arrested, with uh, the substance abuse. So I was so shocked to hear that news. I just want to talk about today about the drugs, the false sense of security of drugs nowadays in Korea. Um, Now, we as a Korean, I can say our country is not a safety zone, from the drugs anymore because so many people nowadays get easily access to the drugs. So many people also very familiar with drugs because through the social medias or um, the other media, they can very easily have access to them. So that's why so many the K-pop stars or other people who are very rich can easily get drugs. So yeah, that's the very big problem in Korea now. Secondly, it should not be taken lightly. For instance, there are two different kinds of the class. The one class is very rich, and the second class very poor, but they commit the same crimes, commit the same crimes. But the rich people can be punished in a very lightly because they have so many power and money. But the poor, yeah, is totally opposite. So when it comes to this, this is unfair. So I think when it comes to drugs, they should be punished equally, in a very same level. So they should not be punished lightly. They also sometimes very become the fully dependent on the drugs in their lives. So which is going to ruin their daily lives and also themselves and the people around them. That's why we should nip it in the bud by punishing them very strongly. So I think we need to strengthen the law related to this the drugs. The regardless of the social status, yeah, as I told you, our social status sometimes the equal to the power. So usually, if they have so much money or so much power, then they can avoid that kind of situation very easily by paying some amount of money, but which is not fair. That's why they should to be punished very equally. So they should not get the slap on the wrist because they did the same wrong things. So just punishing them very strongly, and at the same time they should also offer them the rehab program. Um, Even though they committed wrong, but I'm sure they're worth being healed, or get back to society soon, with through these rehab programs. So our society should provide them with some kind of the programs. Then they can get out of their unlimited, the unlimited cycle of hell. So I'm sure this is going to shine our society more. So I was so curious about these drugs because I've never done it and I've never tried it, and I sometimes very curious about it. If I have so much money, then what if I just try them, yeah, for the first time, yeah, just once, then what will happen? I think at first, which is very seems to be just nothing. I mean, there's so many rich people just try them, when they party, which is just like the party drug. So, which looks like very luxury and very gorgeous. Sometimes the drugs are the scene like that, but yeah, which is totally different, totally opposite. So at first they try them, and after that, if they just try them again and again, because they consider it just a light one, then they sometimes they will be devoured by this the drugs. Then they cannot get out of it for themselves. So yeah, why the K-pop stars like the celebrities can be addicted to these drugs. I watched some videos yesterday. She was the one member of the idol groups, and um, she was asked to have some drugs from the seniors. I don't know about their word, but she was asked to try the drugs, but she just denied it, and she just um, the spread this the news to the world. So it was a very big issue, and I was so shocked to see their entertainment world. They try to find more joy, and I think they are nowadays replacing the lack of happiness with the other the bad things like drugs or alcohol like that, or the sexual things. So they try to pursue pursue some joy of their life in a bad way. I think that's the only way of the getting out of their tiredness or sometimes exaggeration from work, and they just want to get some joy in their life, yeah, through it. But I don't think it's a good way. But I cannot. I'm not sure I can say I will not do it because I don't have any experiences and like that. So sometimes I just consider them as very poor because they should bear some the bad comment on the online, and they also should um, yeah, should be very lonely. Yeah, through the concert or other the big events, they sometimes the bear some the big gap, between their real life and the life as the star. So sometimes those kind of things make them very lonely and very alone. So this is going to cause some the psychotic episodes. Then they cannot overcome it. Then they need some other um, the devices or other the methods to overcome that. So I think that is going to be drugs. I think, and so I think they should stop it because they need to get their life the healthier, and they need to have some more positive way. So yeah, that's my opinion about this. I don't know exactly. I just want to share more, but I have no idea about this drugs. So if you have any questions or if you have any experiences about this, then just share that. Then I can just talk about this more, the next time. So bye bye. Let's see on the next time. Bye bye.